This is AC Starlord, and welcome to my channel, aka Austin. And so, I'm talking about the first episode of Kenan and Kel. I found it on Netflix. Now, I know I just had a rant about, streaming stuff and blah, blah, blah. I was just talking about movies and in general. I wasn't talking about TV shows. Now, TV shows like that, an old classic TV show like that, for Kenan and Kel, that's a good show. A good old Nickelodeon show. Why? One of the famous catchphrases in that show. Why? Or, oh, here it goes. That's awesome. Or one of my favorite from Kale. Who loves orange soda? I do. Who? That one is the greatest ever. Now, this first episode was him scheming to buy a car, and he put, I guess back in they didn't really say what website he was on, but back in the day, I guess he put it on a website, maybe eBay, maybe some type of website that you can get people to be interested. Craigslist, there we go. Interested in buying a car, or he was looking for buying. Kenan and Kel looking for buying a car, so I guess they put it on some type of website. They didn't say what website, but these days we have eBay and Craigslist. So I'm thinking it's like something like that where you post where it's you're interested in buying a car. So that's what he did in this episode. Basically, he had money saved up to buy a car, and then he found out that his boss. He found out that Kel had some comic books that were really, really old, and his boss Chris noticed it, and they're called Skeletor, and there's the very first ever scratch and sniff comic books. Now, let me talk about that because I'm a comic book person. As you see, I did a video on Masquerade and Quick Stop and like Ninja Turtles Afternoon comic books, and then I talked about some other comic books on here. Normally, comic books don't have a scratch or sniff feature to them. That's more like markers. They have in this universe, in real life, we have scratch and sniff stickers and scratch and sniff or scratch or sniff. Scratch and sniff markers or whatever. You don't really scratch markers, but you get my point. We have stickers and markers that do that. We don't have comic books. But anyways, the comic books were worth a lot of money, but his boss smelled them all. And eventually, by the time everyone got to the car, got there to buy the car off of Craigslist or eBay, whatever their website they were using back then, they found out they had no money because their boss ruined it for them. And then eventually, some guy randomly in the store stole a car. They didn't know that at the time. And then he was looking to buy a car. He bought the car. He was paid one half of the car, and he was going to get pay him the other half of the money for the car. The next day, the cops found out the cops came in right after that, and they found out the car was stolen. And then they wired up Kenan and Kel, and Kenan and Kel kind of got once the guy got there, they got nervous and they couldn't say the catchphrase. The catchphrase was, "The chipmunk has ammonia," and eventually his parents came in and said his sister has ammonia, and then that's like, oh, chipmunk has ammonia, and then they caught the bad guy, and then he got in trouble again by his parents because he was trying to get a car, and they got grounded for like 30 until they're 30 years old, and then they close out the show where he said, "I have a better plan." They close out the show. We're like, "Yeah, I still have the keys to the car." And the cops come back in. "Oh, we still have the Chinese food." The cops steal the Chinese food. Is like, "I have a better plan." Then Kenan's like, "Well, what is that? And what are you gonna do?" And oh, here it goes. So that's a classic comedy. I know I'm not doing it justice by talking about it. You guys should watch it. But this show is amazing. If it's on Netflix, go ahead and watch it. This show is amazing. I don't know if it's on Paramount Plus because, again, that's more where most Nickelodeon stuff is going. But, yeah. And plus you have that cool rapper in the beginning that also did some song for Space Jam, the original Space Jam. Cujo or whatever. I don't know his name, but he's a cool rapper. I think he's passed on, but that rapper in the very beginning, he opened up the show every week, every night. I mean, of course, it's already been recorded, but, you know, he opened up the show every night, and the show starts off like, tonight's episode, blah, blah, blah. We're doing this, da-da-da. And this is just a recap of the first episode. I don't know if I'm going to do too many recaps of Kenan and Kel, but I might do here and there, like I do with the Ninja Turtle episodes and the Spider-Man ones I'm doing on my channel. I'm still doing Spider-Man ones. I'm still going to do Ninja Turtles, but this is something to also talk about. I mean, I do love these retro TV shows. So again, if you like this, put a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. You know what I'm saying. Just do all those things, and it'll be great. And have fun with Kenan and Kel, I guess. Deuces.